When's the settlement on the Grenloch School property? Did that happen?
No, it's not happening.
It was supposed to be August 6th?
That was the anticipated date. It hasn't come yet.
Okay, so it hasn't come together yet. It was postponed?
Yes, at the request of Simon.
Did they give a reason why?
They said that they were having some issues with their survey.
So we are anticipating this settlement to happen?
They haven't told us that there's not going to be a settlement. I would like for it to happen soon. I'm sure the board up here agrees with me that we would like for it to happen soon. And I have been trying to figure out where Simon can go from here. But no,
They have an issue with the survey. Haven't they surveyed the property and appraised the property and been all over that property for quite a while now?
I would think.
This is what happens when you don't use real estate lawyers and real estate people. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Thank you. We'll go to.
Thanks.
Getting back to the Grenloch School, a couple of things on this. One, it was supposed to be a done deal by August 6th, I believe. That was.
May I?
Please.
That was the anticipated closing.
Okay.
We do have a signed contract from Grenloch.
Okay, so there's a signed contract on that with
Grenloch?
Simon.
No, I'm sorry, from Simon regarding
For
Grenloch. I
Grenloch.
apologize. I misspoke.
That's no problem. I understood what you meant. So there is a signed contract in the place. For that actually is a signed contract versus what was in place for this SROs. Who signed that contract?
From Simon?
No, from here.
I don't know. I don't have the contract in front of me. There's a representative from Simon and a representative from here.
May I have a copy of that contract?
Sure.
Do I need to Oprah that, or can you just email me a copy of it in the morning?
Oh, the agreement of sale? Okay, I'm sorry, the agreement of sale. That's
Okay, I understood what you meant. I mean, if that's the agreement of sale.
Simon?
Are you able to email a
Yes.
copy to Mr. Buck? Okay.
Okay. You have my information, correct?
Yes.
Excellent. My other question is regarding the lack of transparency with the entire Grenloch situation. I understand a lot of this was done in executive session, behind closed doors. I'm confused by that. And the reason why I'm confused, and we're going to go back to Title 10, which you guys should all have committed to memory, or at least have ready access to it. Title 10, 412, Section 7, looks like B, number 5. Matter involving purchase, lease, or acquisition of real property with public funds, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is an exception, and you can go into closed session for that. We, because you're representing us, this is not your property. This is our property, the people's property. It's a sale, not a purchase. It says you can go into exec for a purchase. Title 10 says it quite clearly. This is a sale. Why are you going into exec, and why are you not discussing these things and voting publicly? And this is out on the table for all the world to see that my asset, my children's asset, my grandchildren, when I have them's asset, is being properly managed.
We did vote publicly to set the bid and then to accept the bid from Simon. In my opinion, it involves the purchase of land. It doesn't say purchased by the district or by the public entity. It's a matter involving the purchase of land, the purchase by Simon from the district. And I would also give the opinion that it falls under number 7, a matter falling within the attorney-client privilege, as well as a contract negotiation.
Okay,
So I
well,
think
we're
there's
going
two.
to. Okay, well, number 7, good. You were smart enough to get that one. But let's go back to number 5 real quick. Let me read this again in full. And in your opinion, and I want to disagree with your opinion. Okay, this is why. All right. Matter involving the purchase, lease, or acquisition of real property with public funds. 2 words, major problem for you. You can't use number 5. It wasn't with public funds unless somewhere along the line Governor Christie got a big deal and now all of a sudden the state owns Simon and Prigat, and I don't believe it does. So it was done with private funds, therefore number 5 doesn't. And where's the attorney-client privilege? I'm the client.
No, the board's the client. That's not correct.
Well, how are you saying it's attorney-client privilege when it's a public piece of property in Why is the public being sheltered from this?
My client is the school board, my
I
contract
understand
is
that.
with the school board, it's not with the public of Gloucester Township. There were certain matters, because it involved a bid process, that I thought were best discussed in executive session.
So it was,
before we made public.
let me stop you right there so we
Yes.
don't go further. You made that determination based on what you thought.
Correct,
That's-
based on
So we're not, we don't
exceptions 5
miss
and
words.
7.
Okay,
Correct.
well, 5 is, I'm gonna argue with you, you're
Okay.
absolutely dead on wrong on that one,
I
in my
disagree.
opinion.
Okay.
I understand you disagree, and that's what. But you represent the board who ultimately represents the public.
They're held
Okay.
accountable by the public.
Okay,
Correct.
well, we're holding them accountable right now. So my argument isn't with you. My argument would be with the board, according to Mr. Long. Why would you allow Mr. Long to shelter the public as much as he's doing? If this fell apart for any reason whatsoever on August 6th, if you have a signed agreement of sale, okay, that has to be executed in a certain amount of days. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. How many days?
Is there anyone else that would like to
I
speak?
don't know off the top of my head.
You don't know.
Off the top of my head.
Okay, can I get that information when I have the agreement of sale sent over to me?
Board president wants me to find that information, that's fine.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, so an agreement of sale, you don't know how long we have to execute it, but it has been signed but we haven't executed it yet. Based on Simon now reneging, or they're having issues, why wasn't that made public? Why wasn't someone standing with a megaphone saying, Simon is backing out on the deal, they're trying to hose the people of Gloucester Township out of $700,000 or $600,000. You got to come to the table and you got to buy this property because you said you were. You can't back out. It was their survey. They sent it to Mr. Bilodeau. They pulled him aside at the business breakfast. I saw the emails that they sent to him. Hey, we'd like to buy this from you. Here's your survey.
They haven't reneged on the deal. They've delayed the closing, but they have not reneged on the deal.
And you agreed to it. Why did you agree to it?
I didn't say I agreed to it.
Then it hasn't closed.
It has not closed.
Then they're in breach.
Well.
And you're saying on the record, and I'm going to give you the outs right now, on the record, this is Simon complaining about the land survey,
Simon had an issue with their survey.
okay? Did they verbally give that to you, or did they send that to you in some form of a document?
It was verbally.
It was verbally. Isn't that convenient? Can you give me the name and title of the person who said that to you?
Whoever their attorney
Can you
is.
get it in writing?
Can you please get it in writing that they are that you're $600,000 that belongs to the people of Gloucester Township? Even worse, $700,000. You took a verbal. Well, we'll get to this later because we have issues with it. What are their issues?
I'm not exactly sure what their issues are.
You don't know. Does the board know?
You described it. I'm going to explain it to them when we go back into executive session tonight to discuss a legal matter. And that is one of the legal matters we will be discussing. But I don't think based on the attorney-client privilege,
Let me tell you, the transparency of this Board of Education is as murky as the Delaware River itself. I'm sorry. That is public information that should be made public to every person who wants to know it. It's absolutely criminal to hide that there's an issue with the sale of a property that belongs to the people. It's not yours. It's not your money. It's our money, and you're stewards of it all. The $700,000 that we very well may lose at this point in time falls on the heads of each and every one of you. And if it falls through because we've hidden behind closed doors and we've not made this public, then shame on each and every one of you. Shame on each and every one of you for allowing it to happen.